Hey everyone, PSR here. It's going to be a little bit of a different video. We're going to talk a little bit about YouTube's new firearms policy, which unfortunately is not looking great for anyone making content about firearms, not just the DIY sort. And we're going to get into talking a little bit about it, but first, roll the intro because I love YouTube.
Welcome to the PSR YouTube channel. I love YouTube. YouTube's awesome. It's awesome. You should become a YouTube creator. Totally. This video will get monetized. Yes.
Whoa, yeah. We're having lots of family fun now. Whoa, yeah. None of these are real guns now. Whoa, yeah. Also got a Patreon, the link is in description. Got some merch too, yeah, you know you wanna get some.
Thank you for being patient. I think we've stroked the algorithm enough for today. The video starts in 3, 2, 1.
Alright guys, I'm going to try to make it quick. I have a lot more content coming this month. We got some fun stuff, but this is just a video updating the new firearms policy. Before we get into it, I gotta thank the channel sponsor for PSR, and that is Aves Engineering. Why is Aves Engineering awesome? Well, they help keep this channel afloat. Despite being demonetized, almost completely all my videos are demonetized. They have helped me out, and they are what essentially helped me keep this channel going. Without them, I don't think I could do it. And also, I do thank all the Patreon supporters as well. But what does Aves make? Well, they make all sorts of slidey bits for your fun DIY projects. Yes, the glizzies, even the pink ones. The slide, it's got to slide on something. And in there are Aves rails. If you want to get 10% off your order from Aves Engineering, please never use the code. Just don't ever use the code PSR for 10% off your entire order. Never would do it, never would recommend it, especially here on YouTube. So thank you again to Aves for sponsoring this channel. I'm not going to spend too much time going to the nitty-gritty details about this, but YouTube just announced that they're changing their firearms policy and they're adding some restrictions. Shocking. So what's changing and how does it affect this channel, my channel specifically, and maybe some other channels? So about a year ago, Everytown, in conjunction with this, private research group, I don't even know what they're called. We'll show it on the screen, but they came out with a report talking about how YouTube has influenced mass shootings and stuff like that, and the YouTube algorithm is recommending all sorts of content for kids that's like violent. They came to the conclusion, shockingly, that somehow the YouTube algorithm is causing violence, actual real world violence. If you look back in the 90s, it was video games that were causing all the violence, and now it's the YouTube algorithm. So yeah, let's continue to restrict the content, and surely the violence will end. And they actually mentioned me in the report. They have a screenshot with me. They have one of Grantham too. So sweet, awesome, great. So they said that I was a 3D printing channel that was sponsored by an AR-15 manufacturer that manufactured assault-style weapons. So that was KAK back in the day when I was being sponsored by KAK. Yeah, so that was after I had actually switched the name of my channel and everything, so it said PSR, not Print, Shoot, Repeat, which it was before. Interesting, so yeah, I got mentioned in this report. I guess I ruffled enough feathers at Everytown. Maybe the glong was just a little bit too much for them. I don't know. Or maybe the HK slap just slapped a little too hard. So what this complaint did was it essentially just like, ring the alarm at YouTube. We're mad, we're angry, you're causing violence. And so YouTube, unfortunately, they folded. So they have adjusted their firearms policy. Let's talk a little bit about what the changes are. So if you guys aren't familiar, age-restricted content on YouTube gets buried in the algorithm because you have to sign in and have a YouTube account in order to watch the content, because it's 18 and older. So age-restricted content is essentially the same thing as pornography. It gets put into the same category of you have to be 18 years or older to watch it. Age-restricted, right? And this on YouTube includes usually stuff that's adult-themed, let's say, and other things like that. It's interesting that now firearms videos, anything DIY, anything 3D printed is now considered 18 and up. This wouldn't affect my channel really, because actually, as you can see right here, I'll put the stats on my channel up. 1.4% of my viewers, just 1.4% are under 18, guys. Such a low number. It's actually the lowest percentage of any of the demographics that watch my channel. There's more people 60 years older and up watching my channel than there are minors. So that shows you really how much damage the algorithm in my content is doing on kids, because they're actually the smallest demographic watching my channel. So the biggest change, and the one that probably affects my channel the most, is going to be the age-restricted content, what they've added to this list. So they've added content showing the use of a homemade firearm, e.g. 3D printed gun, an automatic firearm, or any of the below accessories. Accessories that enable a firearm to simulate automatic fire. Accessories that convert a firearm firearm to automatic fire, such as bump stocks, Gatling triggers, drop-in auto sears, or conversion kits. I don't even know what a Gatling trigger is, but apparently it is not allowed on YouTube if you want to have your video not age restricted. So that would basically turn almost all of my videos, all of the ones that are about 3D printed guns, into age restricted videos. And like I said, this wouldn't really affect me on my channel. Like, why would it really affect me? Because most of my viewers are 18 and up. Problem is, it buries it on the algorithm, and you have to have a YouTube account and a Google account to sign in to YouTube in order to watch that content. And that content does not get recommended on the algorithm to people even 18 and up because they can't make money off of it, A, and B, it's considered dangerous content or restricted content. So it doesn't really hit the algorithm. This is frustrating, but not surprising, guys. So they give some examples of this. It says examples: firing a 3D printed firearm, firing a fully automatic rifle, firing a firearm with a high capacity magazine. And they define a high capacity magazine as anything over 30 rounds. So PS90, P90 magazine, 50 rounds, age restricted. So you better not be using any PS90s on YouTube now. Now the funniest part about this is they say down below, these guidelines apply to real use of firearms and may not apply, for example, to use of firearms in artistic content such as a film. We also may make exceptions for public interest content such as military or police footage, news footage, or footage from war zones. So guys getting blown up in trenches in Ukraine by drones? Totally not age restricted. Me firing a 3D printed pink Glock that I made? Age restricted. We don't need kids watching that. We want kids watching people get blown up by mines. Love it. Awesome. So what does this mean exactly for other YouTubers outside of myself? Because obviously the 3D printing thing does affect my channel, but what about other YouTubers? Well, if you look at all the other YouTubers on YouTube, a lot of them, big ones, like, you know, for example, Grantham, Admin, Brandon Herrera, all these guys are usually using magazines or shooting guns that are in this policy now restricted. So like anything automatic, it's going to be age restricted. That is a big L for any kind of algorithmic engagement or getting views on the channel. I don't know how strict it's going to be, how they're going to police it, to be honest. I can only imagine they're probably going to end up, if they're not already, incorporating AI in order to figure out if it's a, you know, restricted video or not, which is just glorious because we all want machines and robots and AI deciding our livelihoods for us. Love it. So yeah, none of this is surprising to me. It's going to continue to get worse. I don't think it's going to ever get better, guys, on YouTube. Unfortunately, once you get your rights taken away, or once you get your privileges taken away on YouTube, Google, for example, they usually don't come back. They usually only continue to get worse. Another platform would be awesome if one emerged, but right now, it's not really there, guys, yet. Okay, there's still a very huge audience on YouTube. I am going to be starting to post my videos on X. Unfortunately, the biggest audience here is on YouTube, and I want to continue to bring new people into the community of both just guns in general and DIY stuff. How will they be able to tell if it's a printed gun or not? That's a great question. I don't know. I guess it's up to the AI or up to the person watching the video to review it. I may have to go back to talking about squirting now. I won't even probably be mentioning DIY at all. But you know, it's interesting because none of this stuff actually affects me because it's all Airsoft, of course, right? No problem. Shouldn't be a big deal. A last note to point something out. It's just kind of interesting now. But according to the YouTube firearms policy now, a gun like this. So this is a Bushmaster XM15. Tragically, this gun, the same model of this gun, was used in the Sandy Hook massacre. This gun is actually totally monetizable on YouTube. We got a 30-round magazine, so it's allowed, not DIY. So it's got a serial number on it and everything. This is totally allowed on YouTube, semi-auto. This guy, totally fine. This, on the other hand, they will have to age restrict this because it was a DIY gun. Which one do you think is scarier, guys? Which one would you want your kids watching on YouTube? I would say both because, as we all know, it's people that we should be scared of, not the guns. Ultimately, not surprised. So anyway, that's a little update on the YouTube firearms policy changes, guys. So anything with automatic fire or simulates automatic fire, adjustment to the trigger, anything like that, that's now age-restricted content. It will get buried on the algorithm, as well as anything with DIY firearms. So anything you wanted to do yourself at your home, like this guy, that's gonna be age-restricted. But if you wanted to go out to a store and buy a total assault-style rifle like this, one that was used in Sandy Hook, that's totally allowed on YouTube. So, you know, it makes total sense. I think it's important that we try to find another platform, but in the meantime, I really don't think getting off YouTube is going to help because we want people to watch gun videos. We want people to get into guns. So what do? Well, unfortunately, Google, YouTube owns a monopoly on video consumption on the internet. I want my audience to be as big as possible so that I can spread the fun, joy, and hobby of both making and shooting guns, whether they're DIY or not. Now, I've never provided any instruction on how to do that on here. I've known that that's been an unfortunate part of YouTube's firearm policy for a long time. Seems like they're going to continue to restrict that stuff. Eventually, it'll probably just be like, if you put a video shooting a 3D printed gun on YouTube, your account will be removed, essentially. So that's probably what's going to end up happening. But until then, you know, obviously these are all airsoft, so it's not a big deal. But I'm not going to leave YouTube. I don't think other people should leave YouTube. I think we should be exploring other platforms to see if we can get a little bit of steam going, because ultimately none of the videos on Rumble or Odyssey get any views. So hopefully there'll be an option coming soon. I will be posting my videos on X going forward, and hopefully those can get a little bit of views as well. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Thank you for watching. Hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and just keep living your life. Have fun and be nice to people, okay? All right, see you in the next one.